Hi, I'm Doug Glanville.
And I'm Larry Andersen.
We'll be your hosts for the 1998 home companion, Building Blocks.
Oh, what a great play by Relaford, and they turn the double play. The Abreu makes a great sliding catch. Got him! Great block of the play by Mike Lieberthal. Go Bronya! With a game-winning RBI hit to left center. Swing and a miss! Him out! This base running by Rowan. He's going to score. Wow, is he good?
Spring training, a time for fresh starts and new beginnings. For me, this spring was really special. I was traded to the team that I grew up watching. As a boy in Teaneck, New Jersey, those Phillies teams of the 70s were my favorites. Schmidt, Maddox, Boa, Carlton, those guys were my idols. And now I was wearing the same uniform.
This was a special spring for me, too. It was the first time in over 25 years that I wouldn't be in uniform. Yeah, I was a rookie again, a rookie broadcaster, that is, and I figured that our new center fielder would be the perfect guy for my first interview. Being a fan of the Phillies all these years, you probably followed my career quite a bit, didn't you?
Did you have a career with the Phillies?
I played twice with the Phillies. I was with them in the 80s and the 90s.
This team, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, I don't remember that much about Larry's career, but I do know that my love of the team helped to influence my choice of colleges.
Speaking of college, you went to the University of Pennsylvania and majored in engineering there, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I was system science and engineering with a concentration in transportation system under the tutelage of Vukan Vucic.
Isn't that our third base coach?
What schools did you go to?
I went to the University of Strathclyde. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not an Ivy Leaguer like some people, but I was getting an excellent education on my new job by Professor Harry Callis.
Press down on this button here.
Talk back to him.
Well, no, if you want to cough or puke, you press down on that.
Now, this is my new broadcast partner, Larry Andersen, and the first thing I'd like to ask you is, how do you feel about this whole thing? You excited about this?
Yeah, I really am. I think it's going to be a long year.
The one person I really had to thank for bringing me to the Phillies was Ed Wade. Ed is one of the bright young faces in baseball management, and the Phillies' future seems to be in good hands. One of Ed's first moves this spring was to sign our franchise player, Scott Rowland, to a long-term deal. Scott is going to be a cornerstone for this franchise, an excellent foundation on which to build.
Scott Rowland thinks it's cool to read classic novels. Little does he know I've read every Batman comic ever made. What do you read, Scotty?
Crime and Punishment.
Isn't that a detective novel?
No, it's Dostoevsky.
Isn't he the third baseman for the Cubs? So I'd need to brush up on league personnel. I also figured it wouldn't hurt to increase my word power. Extravasating. To erupt. Fulminated.
Go off. Touch off.
Blast. This is way over here. That ball is extravasating. Extirpation, annihilation. Did you see that ball fulminate?
Don't tell me you're going to try to come up with some words.
What are you doing? That fastball extravasated.
Yeah, you have a prayer.
All right, it was time to go right to the skipper to find out about the season. Terry, what do you think about the club this year? Tell us about some of the guys.
Well, Andy, why don't you go do your work yourself? I got stuff to do. Why don't you go out there and ask the players yourself? And while you're at it, that thing on your face, can you stay a little farther away? It might be contagious.
While spring training is always a lot of laughs, there's also a serious side. It takes a lot of hard work to play a game that looks so easy. Like a new starting infield working for hours trying to learn each other's moves. An all-star pitcher getting his arm ready for the strain of the season, then having to tell it to the masses. Working on the same drills over and over till you can do them in your sleep. Spending hours in the batting cage looking for that right stroke that can take you to opening day. Opening day, Shea Stadium. How many times did I come here as a kid? Now I was the leadoff hitter for the Phillies. Nervous? Nah.
Well, I sure was nervous. Opening day jitters times 10. Going into the season, we had a lot of question marks. Could newcomer Bobby Abreu play a major league right field? Could Desi Relaford replace Kevin Stalker at short? Would Scott Rowland face a sophomore slump? Could Curt Schilling dominate National League hitters again?
Strikeout number 1.
We would start to find some answers right away.
Back up the middle, nice grab, Relaford. They turn the double play just like they did all spring.
And he rips a line drive into right field for a base hit.
To the 14th inning, still 0-0.
What a way to start my broadcast career. 14 innings of scoreless ball. Until...
Base hit, right field, game over.
That was a tough way to start the season. But in Game 2, Ricky Bottalico got some redemption.
That should be the ball game. Bottalico throws him out. Phils hang on to win by a score of 6-5.
Next, it was down to Atlanta, and it looked like the new infield was going to gel.
Oh, baby.
What a play. Still, we were 1-3 when Curt Schilling took the mound for his second start. It was a classic duel, Schilling versus Maddox. Finally, someone blinked.
Whoa! Greg Maddox, an 8-time Gold Glover, throws it away. Can you believe it? 15 strikeouts for Schilling in a masterful performance as the Phillies win it by a score of 2-1. What a job by the horse, Curt Schilling.
Opening night at the Vet. Okay, maybe now I was a little nervous. I don't know how many games I watched in this place. I even played here in college against Villanova. This was definitely a homecoming for me.
Deep to left field. This ball is off the wall and in play.
Third, nice grab.
The 40,000 plus fans who came out were treated to quite a show. Then the Marlins broke it open.
Uh-oh. Deep to left field. This ball is a grand slam home run by Derek Lee.
That set the stage for the first installment of a theme that would run throughout the season, the Comeback Kids.
Watch that, baby. Way out of here. The Phillies are within 1. Walked in to force in the tying run. Base hit, ball game over. Phils win 9-8 here in the 10th inning. Glanville's first hit of the night does it as the Phillies come back from an 8-4 deficit and win this home opener 9-8 here at Veterans Stadium.
Man, it sure was great to be part of that comeback on my first night in town. The next night was even better. We pounded out 14 hits. Rico went 4 for 4 to help Mike Grace earn his first win of the season. Then it was time for the rematch, Maddox versus Schilling, and this time was better than the first.
2-pitch. Foul ball hit sharply. Great grab by Schilling. 2 good plays in the inning by Curt Schilling.
Base hit over to
keep it from going through his Glanville, but Chipper has ideas about second, and he is out at second base.
Who would have thought that these two pitchers would allow one runner all night to reach second base?
Wow.
That is flat-out pitching.
And the thing about it is every one play, one pitch, one hit, everything can mean the game. That's what's so exciting about it in a game like this.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 10 for Curt Schilling, and that'll be all for the Braves in the ninth.
Finally, in the bottom of the ninth, Mike Lieberthal got his pitch.
It's a base hit. Here comes Jeffries. Jones throw late. Jeffries scores. Bills win 1-0 on an RBI single by Mike Lieberthal.
On April 11th, Tyler Green notched his first victory and the Phils were in first place. 2 nights later, it was comeback time again.
Bouncing it up there, Lieberthal throws him out.
We were down 7-1 in the 5th when the Thunder began to roll.
Hit deep to left center field, way up in the air. It is gonna go! A home run for Scott Rowland. Hits a deep right field. This one's gone.
Yeah.
Rico Brogna bound to right. All of a sudden, it's 7-5.
Slider base hit center field. It's going to tie the ball game. High towering drive, deep right field. It's out of here. 3-run home run. Rico Brogna, his second of the night. Phillies have taken a 10-7 lead. Can you believe it?
No.
That blast sealed the victory and served notice of the kind of season Rico was about to have. He was one of our most solid players on both sides of the ball and off the field. Rico Brogna is a true Philadelphia hero.
Go, Rico, go!
It's one thing to be a clutch hitter, but another thing to be one of the best first basemen in the game. But Rico is doing it all against very tough odds. Several years ago, Rico was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, a crippling arthritic condition that makes it difficult to play without a lot of pain. But being a fighter, Rico has found a way to battle through his handicap, and he's a major inspiration to everyone in the Phillies clubhouse.
Back, this ball is out of here. Home run, Rico Brogna.
1998 was a very special year in baseball history, but no aspect of it was more fun than the great home run chase. And in late April, the Mark McGwire show rolled into town. It seemed like everybody wanted to come out and watch Big Mac take his cuts.
And while it seemed the whole country was buzzing about home runs, a certain Phillies pitcher was more interested in strikeouts.
Struck him right out of there.
Last season, Curt Schilling set the all-time National League record for Ks in a season by a right-hander. And this year, a couple of wacky guys named Jeff and Chris decided to document his next assault on the record book.
McGuire's used to facing those rookie league pitchers. He's up against a real professional today. First time up, Curt blew him away. Second time up,
2-pitch, swing and a miss, blew him away with a fastball, struck him right out of there. 6 strikes.
Here we go again.
This is what it's all about, Wheels. This matchup. Schilling and McGwire. I mean, this is baseball at its very best. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 12 strikeouts for Schilling, not the biggest of the afternoon.
if he gets anything less than 400, I'll be surprised.
While Schill was shutting down the Cardinals' power, the Phillies got some from an unexpected source.
Deep to right field, Farrer foul. Hits the foul screen, home run, Desi Relaford. And the Phillies lead it 6-3 on the first home run by Desi Relaford.
Back in the clubhouse, Schill watched as Mark Leiter polished off his gem.
That's beautiful, man! Another good! You blew the bolster away 3 times! Pretty good in a hat trick, man!
And of course, some of Desi's teammates wanted to know what's up.
What's up? Des, you got your first Major League home run, man. It was pretty exciting. How was it?
It's all right. I mean, no big deal.
Well, were you able to get the ball?
Yeah, I picked it up after the game.
So what'd you do? Did you put it in a safe place?
Oh, yeah. I keep it in a safe spot.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, home runs are pretty cool, but the Phillies need Desi for his glove. There were times this season when he worked some magic out there.
Drive. Oh, what a great play by Desi Relaford. Drive. Oh, up the ladder goes Desi.
I coached Desi in AAA the previous season, so I knew all about the cannon arm and the great reflexes, but he seemed to lack concentration. This year, he put it all together.
In a tight game in early May, Desi turned one of the best plays I had ever seen a shortstop make.
Oh, what a spectacular catch. Good night, a double play. You had to see that one to believe it. What a spectacular play by Desi Relaford.
What's up?
That was an awesome play, but the real hero of that afternoon was Bobby Abreu.
Base hit, left center field, Bills win on the fourth hit of the ball game by Bobby Abreu.
Bobby made clutch hits for us all season. In fact, he led the majors in batting average with runners in scoring position. One look at that sweet swing, and you know he can hit.
Runner going, and slammed all the way to the fence. Line drive hit to right center. He's flying around the bases. A triple for Bobby Abreu, and the Phillies lead it.
But the real fun is watching that powerful arm and the foolish runners who try to take that extra base.
Is out at home plate on a great throw by Bobby Abreu.
Quickly, Vasquez being waved around, the throw to the plate. He's out at home plate.
In late April, Ricky Bottalico went down with elbow surgery, and veteran Mark Leiter did a nice job filling in the closer's role. But there's no way a guy like Bottalico should be idle for long periods of time. He's dangerous.
Hey Larry, that broadcasting job looks like hazardous duty.
It's not too bad, Doug. And the best part is you get to hang out with your old pals. Like the night Crucky returned to the vet for the first time in 4 years.
The crowd is giving the Crucker a standing ovation. This is really nice. There he is.
I've always had a special place in my heart for my 1993 teammates, and it's always fun to reminisce.
You realize you're responsible for one of my worst baseball cards I've ever had?
That was a bad play. Actually showed our athletic ability. If you want to really know, people didn't think we had it in us. Fooled them, didn't we?
Got the out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring up Mark McGwire.
Who's this guy? I wonder if he has the same work ethic as you and I.
Yeah. Watch that, baby. Oh, man. That is an upper deck, third row of the upper deck. His third homer of the night, 20th of the year. Wow.
The next day, there was some controversy as to how far that ball traveled.
Gonzi, how you feel about the home run Maguire hitting to you over the light? He break one light.
Hey! You're talking about the paint scraper. When they got the ball back, it had a yellow strip on it where it bounced off the back of the fence and bounced over. So I don't really know what you're talking about.
I guess it's no disgrace to be in Mark McGwire's book, especially this season. And Wayne Gomes went on to win 9 games out of the bullpen, second in the league in that category. Not bad for a guy who started the season in AAA. Getting back to that broadcast booth, I started to see more and more of those 93 guys going up there.
Nice to see you. How you doing? All right, how are you? Great. You know, I'm just happy to see the Philadelphia Philly organization turning it around and going the right way.
Fly ball deep center field. This ball is gone. Mike Lieber's got a home run.
There it is.
There you go, dude.
See?
You always could produce runs.
That's right.
Told you.
You know, Doug, with all these home runs flying around, I was waiting for you to get in on the act.
Oh, my. Well hit to left field. Glanville out of here. Doug Glanville with his third hit of the game, his second home run of the game.
Okay, so you have a little pop, but your hitting streaks were really amazing.
Boy, that extends the hitting streak, now 17 consecutive games for Glanville, who's had an 18-gamer, a 14-gamer, and now a current 17-game hitting streak.
And while you were winning over those tough Philly fans, your teammates were the most impressed.
This guy right here is the best player in the universe. Nobody, I mean, Scott's outstanding. He runs, hits, does everything. But Dougie is so far above anything that we've ever seen in this league. It's ridiculous.
That's well struck to left, and that ball is out of here.
Doug, you're having a great year. You're hitting 370,000. You have 225 hits in the first 60 games. How do you feel at the plate?
Well,
See how amazing he is?
Throw to the plate, slide, he's out at the plate.
Your outfield play is amazing. Tell me about how you read the ball off the bat.
Well,
See, he's really unbelievably fast.
Glanville will make a sensational diving catch.
Is caught by Doug Glanville.
One thing that I've seen around here is how Doug is so amazing around the coaches, players. Anything he can give advice, he does.
Glanville on his way to second, backed up by Gee, and he fumbles the ball. Here comes Glanville. They're going to wave him around. The throw to the plate is made. He scores standing up.
He's the best player in the universe. Griffey, Bonds, nothing. Best player in the universe. That's all I have to say. I'm done.
On June 8th, a real legend came to town. I was just 11 years old when Cal started his incredible streak. We were all a little excited to be playing against him.
Ripken ground ball hit hard and pass rolling down the left field line going into the corner. And here goes Ripken into second base with a double.
But age is not kind to a ball player, and even the legends lose a step.
Ripken leads it off. Abreu's throw, and he's out at second base. Great throw by Bobby Abreu.
In a tight game, it's the little things that make a difference.
Line drive hit to center field. This game is tied. Rowland's going to try for second. Save on a close play.
Terry Francona's reaction was great.
There goes Rowland. Lenny Webster's throw. He's safe. Scott Rowland steals third base.
As Scott brushed himself off and stood talking to Cal, it was almost as if you could see a changing of the guard. Scott Rowland is a franchise ball player. He's got all the physical tools and an iron will to match them. Sophomore slump, forget about it. Scott won his first Gold Glove this season. He might hold on to it for a decade. I asked some of his teammates to describe his fielding in 3 words or less.
3 words? Let me see. Range, range, and more range.
Gold Glove winner. Gotta see it. Gotta see it.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Nice grab by Rowland. He reels and throws to first. Ball, oh, what a great grab by Rowland. In the hole, oh, what a great cutoff by Scott Rowland. Oh, he slowed it down. It's going to cost him the out. Maybe. No, it isn't. Oh, what a great reaction play by Scott Rowland.
Baby.
Great play by Scott Rowland.
Going into this season, pitching was our biggest concern, and sure enough, some of our young arms faltered. On June 14th, Carlton Lower was summoned to the big club. Now, I had coached Carlton in the minors and knew he could pitch, but nobody expected the debut performance he turned in.
struck him out. A 1-2-3 inning for Carlton Lower. Pitch called, third strike, struck him out.
Got him. Another strikeout.
It's always a family affair at the vet.
You got it, Father to my left and Ray. You can't see it with the camera, but he's keeping track of the strikeouts on his palm with pen, and you got 6 so far, huh?
6 so far, yes, indeed, I guarantee you.
What about the first one? You were excited about that one.
That first one was a great one. That was so sad.
There, what about Larry and the job he did with your kid?
Larry and the job he did. Okay, Larry, you're in trouble. No, it's a great organization, and we're just delighted to be here.
Struck him out with a changeup. Ground ball to third base. Rolling to Lewis. Relay. Game over. Complete game. 4-2 win. Carlton Lower. What a great job by the 24-year-old from Lafayette, Louisiana. And his mom and dad love it. So do the fans here at Veterans Stadium, giving him a standing ovation.
On June 16th, a miserable rainy night at the vet, Scott Rowland's intensity seemed to boil over.
Rowland now has been ejected from the game by the rookie umpire Greg Gibson. Quickly out of the dugout is Terry Francona. Now Terry Francona has joined him as Gibson runs Terry Francona.
Too bad for Terry and Scott because they would miss one of the most spectacular comebacks of all time. Bottom of the ninth, down 7-1. No way the Phils can win. Why?
That's it. Well, right field. That's one of them. Home run, Greg Jeffrey.
Fair ball down the right field line. Mark Lewis will be waved around. Ground ball to shortstop. The glove of Collier safe all around. 2 runs are going to score when the Phillies bring the tying run to the plate.
You knew that would happen, right? You could see that coming.
So the Phillies have batted around here in the 9th inning. Up comes Mike Lieberthal as a pinch hitter.
Long drive. Could it be? It is! A game-winning pinch hit. Home run. Mike Lieberthal. Can you believe it? The Phillies have come back to win 8-7. Whoa. What a stunning defeat for Pittsburgh. What an exhilarating win for the fighting Phils, who have come back to score 7 runs in the 9th inning and win 8-7 on a pinch hit home run. Mike Lieberthal. I cannot believe it.
I said earlier in the game, I said if I was a Philly fan, I would never leave a game. That's why.
Mike Lieberthal, you deserve a curtain call.
Another hit for Glanville.
What is that, hit number 700? Gary Maddox has always been a hero of mine, and from what I hear, he's taken an interest in me.
What are your impressions of Doug Glanville from what you've seen?
You know, the higher his batting average gets, the more I think he and I play alike.
People say there are a lot of similarities in the way we play. I take that as a high compliment. Gary and I decided to get together and do a little broadcast work of our own.
I think Doug is going to have a lot more success offensively than I did because in hearing him earlier this year, he looks for pitches. You know, he likes the fastball, he likes to look for it, he likes to turn on it. So I think that was an adjustment that I had trouble making throughout my career.
I just take a lot of pride in defense, and I just think that if you can take away a lot of hits and you can, set that type of precedent, it's going to give a lot of confidence to your pitching staff and your teammates in general that you're going to do the job.
What goes through your head when you watch Doug Glanville play ball?
He plays the game so hard, and he's like right in the middle of everything that goes on. When he performs, the team performs well, and that's a good quality to have. I just hope I can have half the career that Gary had.
But nobody ate up AstroTurf like Gary Maddox. Coming in to take away a sure hit, or roaming deep against the fences, Maddox simply outran the ball.
I remember watching the old Phillies highlights done by NFL Film. You remember that great voice, John Facenda, Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, all that stuff. A couple of our players thought that they could do as good a job, so it was off to NFL Films to try.
Okay, we're rolling anytime.
Wrigley Field. The friendly confines. There is no greater place to watch or play a game of baseball. For 4 days in June, the Phillies and Cubs battled tooth and nail. The games crackled with intensity, hustle, and sweat.
And he is out at home plate.
In the second game, Scott Rowland showed the tools that make him a special player.
Rowland is going to head for third. Here's Sammy Sosa's throw. It's offline. Rowland gambled and won.
Scott Rowland runs the bases like his hair is on fire. This dash set up a sacrifice fly, and Rowland waltzed home with the winning run. Then lanky reliever Jerry Spradlin slammed the door with blazing heat.
Struck him out.
But wins are not easy to come by at Wrigley. The Cubs can throw fireballing rookie Curry Wood at you.
Struck him out, and that is 10 strikeouts for the rookie.
And then finish you off with the Sammy Sosa show.
Whoa, that was a long one. My goodness. That went into that building over there.
In the last game, young outfielder Bobby Abreu went 3 for 4 with 4 runs batted in, then returned to right field to be greeted by Wrigley's famed bleacher balls. The Phillies left town with a hard-fought split and headed off to Fenway Park.
Your turn, Ricky.
Music, please. Fenway Park, a place dripping with baseball legend and lore. Winning on the road is never easy. On June 22nd, the normally dependable Curt Schilling gave up 8 runs in 5 innings. But this scrappy bunch of Phillies doesn't know the word quit.
One's going to try to go to second. Safe on a close play and a real gamble by Rowland. Line drive hit center field.
Second baseman Mark Lewis punctuated the improbable comeback.
Well hit. This game could be tied, and it is.
Then left it up to the bullpen to hold the fort.
Struck him out, and that'll retire the side.
In the 10th inning, the Never Say Die Phillies pushed in the go-ahead run.
Jeffrey singles in a go-ahead run.
The clubhouse exploded with the sweet sounds of victory.
That's unbelievable!
The next day, the sun shone on Fenway outfield as veteran pitcher Mark Portugal played ball with his sons. That night, he would toy with the Red Sox lineup. Portugal threw a masterpiece, painting the corners, changing speeds, keeping the hitters thoroughly off balance. Portugal would need a little help from his friends.
Drive into left center field.
Super sub Kevin Sefcik came up big. The Phillies returned to the vet, a proven road club, brimming with confidence.
Not bad, guys, not bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is truly a special night. Nobody worked harder to play this game at its highest level than our honored guest. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in from center field, our honoree, Darren Dutch Dalton.
On June 27th, the Phils honored Dutch in a beautiful pregame ceremony.
One of the most courageous athletes who ever played this beautiful game. Welcome, please, Darren Dalton.
Thank you. I feel very flattered to be honored here tonight. I shared half my life with the city of Philadelphia and the Phillies organization, and have said that I came here a boy and grew to be a man. Therefore, Philadelphia is in my heart and soul, and I'll always bleed Philly red.
I was there when Dutch first broke in, and there was always something special about this fresh-faced country boy. We all watched as he battled through 9 knee surgeries and years of detractors to become an all-star catcher. In '92, he won an RBI title, only the 4th catcher in history to do so. There was no way that magical '93 season would have happened without his strength and leadership.
There are so many wonderful memories that I'll always cherish, and the '93 season was the greatest time in my life. One thing I will always miss is the association of the team and fans throughout the entire season. There literally have been times when I felt you were truly part of the team, especially in '93. That's to you.
As his teammates, friends, and family came out on the turf to honor him, Philadelphia got to give him back some of the thrills he gave to them. This night's for you, Bubba.
Now, I've always been a National League guy, but I've got to admit there's something special about Yankee Stadium. Mark Leiter and Ricky Bottalico are a couple of East Coast guys who used to come here as kids. They took a little trip out to Monument Park to reflect on baseball's greatest palace.
As awesome as the vet is, there's something about Yankee Stadium here that when you're out here at Monument Park and batting practice is going on, you feel such tradition. It's a place of remembering the Bambino. I remember pitching to him one time.
That was your first year, wasn't it? Did you get a good look at this place?
The Yankees were having a monstrous season. On their way to a record 114 wins, it sometimes seemed like they had the baseball gods on their side. But as the storm clouds gathered over the stadium, the Phils were ready to give it their best.
To right field, that is trouble, and Abreu, did he hold on to the ball? What a great catch by Bobby Abreu. Hard shot, Lewis makes a good play, and Mark Lewis throws him out. There's a lot of room out there, and Duck Glanville chases it down at the 3. Hits it a ton to center. Back goes Chad Curtis. Hits a home run for Scott Rowland here at Yankee Stadium.
Scott Rowland became the first National Leaguer ever to reach the center field seats. But the Yankees were on a roll, and we lost the first 2 games.
That will end the ball game. A complete game effort by David Cone. Phillies do.
Rico Brogna grew up watching the Yankees, and now in the visiting clubhouse, he was watching himself on the video game. It was time for Rico to create some virtual reality.
At bat, Rico Brogna.
That one's hit deep right field. Fair or foul? Fair ball. Upper deck bomb for Rico Brogna. Second of the game. 4-0 Phillies.
That had to be a major thrill for a kid from Connecticut who grew up idolizing Don Mattingly.
It looked for a while like we would get out of here with at least 1 win. But the Yankees had that comeback thing working too.
Oh, man. Game over. O'Neill scores, and the Yankees come back to win in 11 by a score of 9-8.
In '97, the Phils swept the Yankees at the Vet. This year, they returned the favor. But check your schedules. Next year, the Yanks return to Philly in June, and it'll be payback time. Now, you may think that sweep would put the club in a tailspin, but just the opposite happened.
For Schilling, 2 down here in the second.
The Schillimeter guys weren't used to sharing their space with the holiday crowd.
Chops the ball over the head of Brogna. Lewis there it out is Schilling.
Schill was doing it with his glove and his bat.
How about this?
I don't think they had a measurement for that.
Struck him out to end the ball game.
The next day, Terry Francona did some tinkering with the lineup, moving Desi to the 2-hole.
Oh, boy, that's out of here. Home run, Desi Relaford. He must love that number 2-hole.
It was the 4th of July, and Desi brought the fireworks.
Play by Relaford. Line drive. What a night for
Desi Relaford. He wins the ball game with a 2-out hit, his 4th hit of the ball game. How do you like the 2-hole, Desi?
The day before the All-Star break, Scott Rowland sent a message to those who didn't choose him.
3-1 Phillies out of here. Line drive, home run. Scott Rowland. Phil's jumped to a 3-1 lead.
The team went into the All-Star break a game over 500 and looking strong. Kurt Schilling was our lone All-Star but didn't pitch in the game. Fortunately, he saved his bullets for a complete game win against the Pirates.
Struck him out. Schilling's 8th complete game of the year. He leads the majors by 2 in that category.
The next night, pinch hitter supreme Kevin Jordan broke a scoreless tie in the 8th that led to another W. Then we completed the sweep of the Bucks for our 6th win in a row.
Out of here! Home run, Doug Glanville.
And suddenly, the term wild card was a part of everyone's vocabulary.
They'll sweep the Buccos here in this weekend series.
Traveling around the country with a big league team is a blast, but it's even more fun when you're winning. We were turning into a pretty good road club, especially in extra inning games where we went 9-5. That's where your bench and bullpen are really important.
Got him with a curveball on the outside corner. A big inning for Wayne Gomes. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Jerry Spradlin strikes out the side in the 9th inning.
Wayne Gomes and Jerry Spradlin did a good job keeping the Phils in ball games, and Kevin Jordan has a deadly bat off the bench.
Home run, Kevin Jordan. Boy, does he come off the bench. 3-run home run. Phillies lead it.
Versatile role players Kevin Sefcik and Alex Arias really helped to fill in some gaps, and Alex even turned one of the rarest of defensive plays.
Line to Arias. It is a triple play to get out of the inning. Arias caught that ball.
Now these bench guys like to stick together, so KJ wanted to boost up his friend.
Did anyone from Cooperstown call you or the head of Major League Baseball to inquire about that baseball since it is a triple play ball?
No, they were too caught up on the Mark McGwire issue, so that triple play wasn't very important. I think that...
Alex seems to be a little shy, but there's some others on the club who found out that life behind the microphone isn't as easy as it looks. Check out these outtakes from the fan warning video.
Hey, Philly fans. All fans must be aware. Please see your nearest host or city. Smoking is prohibited.
If for this reason you wish to not view the game,
if you have a complaint about another fan,
if you have a fan that has a complaint,
you're a complainer.
If you just don't enjoy the game and complain all the time,
if you have a complaint about another player, if you're about to get traded, let's see.
Wow. Near the end of July, we were still on a roll when the Marlins rolled into town. Friday night's doubleheader was just the start of the most exciting weekend of the summer.
Remember that last doubleheader?
Yeah, it was kind of memorable.
So somebody got a game-winning hit in that one.
He's a bum. They traded him to get rid of him.
It was a memorable hit, to say the least. At 441, I think it is.
Wow. And they didn't know I did my best work that time of day.
We did. Oh, my. 1 run scores, 2 runs will score. That looked like the ball you hit that night, the same spot.
No, mine got to the fence. I'm a little stronger than that kid there, but...
What's new? We were down by a couple of runs, and somebody does the unusual to score.
Gonna keep on coming. Here's a throw to the plate. He scores!
Scotty, help us out here, please.
Field, it is out of here! 2-run home run, Scott Rowland, game over. Bills win 6-4 in 12 innings.
Between games, a goofy sumo contest was taking place on the field, but veteran catcher Mark Parent was in no mood to watch. He just found out that Mike Lieberthal was unable to play, and that he would have to catch game 2 as well. Ouch.
But Bernie's a gamer who'll do whatever it takes.
There goes, and he is going to be nailed at third base. question to ask is, does Mark Parent have a catch count?
Same old story. Down by 2 with 2 outs in the ninth.
Well hit! Are you kidding me? This game is tied! Mark Lewis, a pinch hit home run!
From highs to lows.
Oh, look out. Look out.
Yep. Wow.
This is where it gets weird.
Ball shortstop should be the game. Low throw gets away. Game tied!
Seems like a snake when you cut their head off. You know, it just keeps wiggling.
Base hit, left center field. This is going to play.
Extra innings and the Marlins kept scoring.
Oh boy, that'll force him to tie. Run. It's a 5-5 game.
So did we.
Hit to left field, and the Marlins back in front again. Well hit. This ball is out of here. Home run, Ruben Amatra. Can you believe this game? We are retied at 6-6 here in the 12th inning.
Somebody's got to be a hero.
There's a hit to left center field. Game over. Glanville scores. Rico Brogna with a game-winning RBI hit to left center, and the Phillies have swept the doubleheader in most unusual fashion.
It was one of the great nights at the vet.
Is that what it was like in '93, Larry?
Pretty close, Doug. Pretty close. The unsung hero, Mark Parent, caught all 24 innings.
The next day, it was Shill's turn, and Chris and Jeff still hadn't missed a beat.
I'm wondering, does Kurt really know that we're up here doing this? I have no idea. He's probably so focused on the game, he has no idea that we're up here.
Swing and a miss, struck out Burt for the 4th time.
Come on, fellas, it's one too many now. One too many.
Sorry, Kurt.
On Sunday afternoon, the Phillies said hello to the future. Pat Burrell, the first overall pick in the '98 draft, came to the vet to sign on the dotted line and get a taste of the big leagues. And of course, the Phillies treated him to a classic game of come from behind.
Well hit. Got 3 of them back. 3-run home run, Scott Rowland. Ball down the left field line. It's a hit for Relaford. Jeffrey scores. Estalella scores.
And a base hit left field will take an 8-7 lead.
Here comes Glanville. The throw to a plate. Doug save. Game over. Bills win by a score of 10-9.
That weekend was one to remember. Unfortunately, things went downhill from there. A young ball club is inevitably going to have some growing pains. Inconsistency and a lack of pitching depth finally caught up to us. Still, there were a few bright spots towards the end of the season. Pitching is hard to come by, but a good GM can find it with some hard work. Ed Wade plucked Paul Byrd out of the Braves minor league system, and he paid immediate dividends.
Got him on a high fastball.
And he could hit a little bit, too.
Base hit left center field.
Not bad off Randy Johnson.
Popped him up. Foul isn't playable. Scott Rowland, a 4-hit shutout by Paul Byrd. His first major league shutout. His first major league complete game. What a debut by the 27-year-old Paul Byrd.
Just to prove that it was no fluke, Byrd shut down the hard-hitting Rockies in his next start to earn Player of the Week honors.
But probably the most pleasant surprise of the second half was the emergence of Bobby Abreu as a big league player. We knew about the arm, and we knew about the batting average, but the power.
Gone! An upper deck home run for Bobby Abreu.
The more Bobby hit home runs, the easier it was to see that little Sammy Sosa thing he did afterward. I sent my ace correspondent, Ruben Amaro, to find out the story.
My fellow Venezuelan, except I'm not Venezuelan.
Give it the old double tap, little kissy poo. Is that Sammy Sosa's or is that your idea?
I just started to do that in '93 when my father's died. So I just do it every time that I get on base. I'll keep it close with him and feel
almost a tribute to his father, I guess.
And that's why I do it. And it's not like Father saw me, but just I do it like that.
I'm pretty sure that Bobby will be saluting his father many times in the future.
More than any other sport, baseball is a game of numbers. We use them to set our goals and measure our success. And September 8th was a beautiful night for numbers.
Bouncing ball up the middle, it has eyes, a base hit, Sepsic heading for third, throw is late, Barrett gets away. Phillies take a 2-0 lead here in the first inning.
Number 100.
100 RBIs is generally considered to be a plateau of excellence, and on this night, Scott would become the youngest Philly ever to reach that mark.
100 RBI for Scott Rowland, number 100 runs scored for Doug Glanville.
That's a pretty big number in its own right.
That's what it's all about, Larry. Batting average is nice, but most players will tell you that run production is way more important, either scoring runs or knocking them in. And speaking of run production,
pretty well hit to the opposite field. It's carrying out there, and it is out of here. Opposite field home run, Rico Brogna. He now has 99 runs batted in.
Kevin Sepsic decided to strike a blow for the little guy.
Out of here, home run, Kevin Sepsic.
Then it was Bobby Estile's turn.
Wow, watch that baby. A 3-run home run, Bobby Estelea.
Bobby's a big, strong kid who took over as catcher after Mike Lieberthal went down. His raw power has a lot of baseball people drooling, which gives Ed Wade an interesting dilemma for next season. Meanwhile, Rico Brogna.
Here's a drive to deep left center field. This ball's out of here. RBI's number 100 and 101.
That ball's hit to deep left field. Sepsic has 2 home runs.
It was a home run marathon at the vet. And then the fans started to buzz about something happening in St. Louis.
Back at Veterans Stadium, we have a standing ovation because on Fanavision tonight, they have just shown the historic home run of Mark McGwire's. Number 62, something no Major League Baseball player has ever done before. Pandemonium at Busch Stadium and here at Veterans Stadium. Boy, after watching that, it's going to be hard to get back to reality here. Slams it to left field, and this ball is out of here. Line drive, home run. Big Mac's contagious. The Phillies have hit 6 of them tonight.
What a great night at the vet. It seemed like history was being made every inning. Then Marlon Andersen stepped up for his first big league at bat.
That's well hit. First at bat of the big leagues is out of here. Marlon Andersen, a 2-run home run. Phillies lead 15-3.
What a great thrill for that young man. And on a night when baseball's greatest record was broken, the Phillies set their own club record for most homers in a game.
Home runs in a game 7.
There was still one more important number left in the season. Only 4 other pitchers in the history of the game had thrown over 300 strikeouts in back-to-back seasons. And with 2 starts left, Curt Schilling was 16 Ks away.
Struck him out. 3rd strikeout for Schilling.
The Schillimeter boys were a little nervous in Kurt's last start at the vet. Schill took a 1-run lead into the 9th.
Chased a high fastball, struck him right out of there. That's 7 strikeouts. Struck him out with a splitter. That's 8 strikeouts for Schilling. 2 down here in the 9th inning.
One more, Kurt, one more.
Struck him out. He struck out the side. 9 strikeouts for Schilling. His 15th complete game, his 15th win. The Schillometer reads 293. He is 7 away from the 300 strikeout.
With their work for the season finished, it was a shame they wouldn't get to see Kurt go for the record in Miami. But the next morning...
What's up?
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
How you doing? You are?
I'm Chris.
Chris, you're the one on the internet.
Yes, that's me.
All right.
That's
I'm
me.
Jeff. Hey, Jeff, what's going on, dude? How you doing? Good. What are you guys doing next weekend?
Nothing.
You want to come to Florida? I'll set it up if you guys want to go. I'll take you. Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, if you guys, I don't know if you have real jobs or not.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, fly out Thursday. I'm pitching Thursday, so.
Yeah.
The boys seem stunned by Kurt's generous offer.
See you Thursday then.
Definitely.
All right?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice to finally meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
All right. See you Thursday then?
Great.
All right. Take it easy, fellas. Take it easy. All right.
So the boys got treated to a trip to Florida, compliments of their hero. And with the traveling Schillometer for inspiration, well, the rest is history.
One more, that's all he needs. Got him with a splitter, struck out Ryan Jackson, number 7. Struck him out, there it is. Consecutive 300 strikeout seasons by Kurt Schilling. And a standing O from his teammates and from much of the crowd, 300 strikeouts.
Aside from the team's record, I couldn't have been happier with my first season in red pinstripes. My thoughts keep going back to my conversations with Gary Maddox. He was traded to the Phillies right at the time they were turning the corner in the 70s, and he became a mainstay on a strong team of players whose abilities complemented one another. That was a winning team for a long time. I believe the same type of thing is happening now. In the last few seasons, the Phillies have been assembling the building blocks for the future. Scott Rowland is a given. He is the perfect player to lead us into the new millennium, and he and Rico provide excellent run production in the middle of the lineup. Desi Relaford did an excellent job at short in his rookie season, and next year he'll be joined by another rookie, Marlon Andersen, who hit .326 in September and was voted International League Rookie of the Year.
Behind the plate, we'll have a healthy competition between the established veteran Mike Lieberthal and the young, powerful Bobby Estalella. And I think it's safe to say that we found 2/3 of our outfield after watching you and Bobby play for a full season.
Thanks, Larry. You did a pretty good job yourself this year.
So what do you want for Christmas?
Well, Santa, I need 2 starters, a left-hander in the bullpen, maybe another outfielder, and a closer.
Unfortunately for Ricky Bottalico, Ed Wade needed him to help finish his Christmas list. First, Ed acquired lefty Paul Spoljaric from Seattle, then got starter Chad Ojay from the Indians. Then he traded Ricky to the Cards for power-hitting Ron Gant. Not only does Gant provide some sock to the middle of the lineup, he also brings a strong veteran presence to the clubhouse that this young ball club needs. Also in the deal is Jeff Brantley, a veteran closer who can fill in until the young prospects develop.
The powerhouse Phillies teams of the 70s had one ace, Steve Carlton, and a staff of solid starters. Those teams were built on excellent defense, a solid bench, strong fundamental play, and hustle. I believe that a lot of those elements surfaced this season. We rarely beat ourselves in any game. Terry Francona and his staff had us thoroughly prepared. Lack of hustle was not tolerated and rarely seen. Slowly but surely, the building blocks are fitting into place. We're an exciting young club that's only going to get better, and I can't wait to be a part of it.